ladies, I'm here on the show, and don't you just love March Madness? It's only Kentucky's first game. Kentucky wins 89-84 against Santa Clara in overtime to advance to the second round of the tournament. I think it's the first time they won back-to-back a tournament game in back-to-back years for the first time since like 2018-19. This game was nerve-wracking, exciting. What a game to start off today. Alan Graves hits a three-pointer, their freshman. Hits a three-pointer like 2.4 seconds. I'm like, season's over. But he banks in a half-court shot. I saw people were debating, he fell up three. There's not much you can do there for Santa Clara. Just banked in a three. I mean, needed a banked-in three to send it to overtime. So, I'm normally foul up three, but there's 2 seconds left there and it's a banked-in shot you live with and go to overtime. I saw people were bitching about, he didn't get the timeout. Well, he was running to the referee that was running away from him. And the clock did start about a tick late, but honestly, I don't care. Kentucky normally doesn't get the benefit from referees, so honestly, I could care less. Look, he frustrates me at times. But my God, the game he had today was phenomenal. He's the reason they won this game, along with Mo Diabate and Brandon Garrison had some clutch blocks at the end. He had 6 blocks in this game with 10 points and 7 boards. Diabate was fantastic. He's been great as this season's went along, playing in the paint. I think he had 17 and 8 with 3 blocks, combined 9 blocks from Garrison and Diabate. Aberdeen had 16. He hit 4 threes in this game, but Oway was the star of the game because Yelovich, he actually rebounded well, 7 rebounds with 3 assists. Moreno didn't do much. Chandler had a really bad shooting game. Oway was the star of the game. 35 points, 7 assists, 8 rebounds, a near triple-double. Like I said with the timeout, maybe don't go to the referee that's running away from you. Maybe go to the one that's on the baseline or something, dude. People are going to complain about it. I could care less. But Aberdeen, like I said, if Kentucky wants to make some noise, it's going to have to be if Oway and Aberdeen, their 2 veteran guards, step up, and they did in this game. Oway had 35, 7, and 8. Aberdeen had 16. Hit 4 of his 8 threes. Diabate had 17 and 8. He's another one of their leaders. If you want to have, if there's like 3 leaders of the team, but Garrison, he was great. Well, besides the 3 missed free throws, but he was 5 of 6, 10 points, 7 rebounds, 6 blocks. Had 2 clutch ones at the end. I don't know what the hell that number 2 was doing. I know he's a really damn good shooter, but Brent Garrison's damn near 7 feet tall. He tried that twice and it got blocked both times. But, hey, Kentucky's wins a tournament game back-to-back seasons for the first time since 2018-19. This might be Oway's legacy game. And to all those analytics who picked Santa Clara over Kentucky, go fuck yourself. Go Cats. You ain't gonna hear any Brandon Garrison slander from me after that game today. Sure, I guess Kentucky got bailed, if you want to say they got, quote, bailed, but honestly, I don't care. They don't really get bailed by referees much, so. Look, I'm normally foul up 3, but there's not really much you can, do. A lot of people are complaining about the refs. Look, they were not good, but they did not decide the game. Sendak tried to call timeout, but the ref running away and the ball got inbounded so quickly. Look, sure, they did miss foul on Graves and a travel in overtime on Otega, but SC also executes poorly in OT. Again, the refs were bad. Officiating wasn't great, but I really don't care because Kentucky won. That's all that matters. they weren't going either side, but that didn't affect the outcome. And Kentucky had possession where they called a timeout. I guess they thought it was going to be a jump ball, but they clearly had possession. I don't even know why the hell they called a timeout for it. And if they didn't call timeout, they would have had a fast break anyways. They would have scored regardless. So, sure, the refs weren't going both ends, but honestly, I could care less, man. People bitch and complain about the referees no matter what happens. By the way, had an all-time tournament game. 35 plus points, 8 plus rebounds, 7 assists joined. Oscar Robinson, Bill Bradley, Larry Bird joins them on that list. But I didn't think he got the timeout until they were inbounding the ball. So it is what it is, man. But yeah, this was a hell of a game. Back and forth. Kentucky finally got by like 7 or 8 in that second half. Then Kentucky let them get right back in it. They're up 7, and you know all of a sudden they're down by 4. And I'm like, here we go. Because it just feels like they have too many scoring droughts of like 2 plus minutes, 2, 3, 4 plus minutes where they have these scoring droughts. But luckily it didn't come back to bite them in this one. In the first half, they were scoring in the paint with pretty much ease. I just felt like they were taking too many outside shots, and then finally in the second half, they made some threes, but they finally just realized just attack downhill because Santa Clara fouls a lot. By the way, 35, 8, and 7, 11 to 24 from the field, got to the line 12 times. I'm happy they won. I don't care what happened. Like, sure, he has his flaws, but my God, he's just a good overall player. But one of the more amazing Kentucky wins over the last couple of years, and Oway and Garrison were clutch. Aberdeen was as well. Just unbelievable. And I know Santa Clara could have fouled 3 with 2 seconds, like I said, but they had to bank in a 3. There's not really much you can do right there. Besides the inbound defender, their players, I just celebrate you and forgot the game was actually happening. They were too busy celebrating, but I don't think they were going to foul. But even though they were trying to call timeout, they did it too late. They didn't call timeout immediately. If you're going to call timeout, call it. You don't wait. But yeah, it was kind of a story of the season where Kentucky gets a good lead where it's 7, 8 points, and then they can't get over the hump. Then they get down by 4 or 5 points, and it was going to be a dogfight. And then the defense just felt like they collapsed for like 4 minutes. Santa Clara was getting whatever they wanted. It was really 8 minutes to save the season. And one of the lowest rated defenses in the tournament, they scored 29 in the first half because they were settling for too much. They ended up being okay on the glass and rebounding and didn't give up many off the boards, but they turned the ball over 7 times. They didn't shoot good from 3. They didn't get to the line much. And Santa Clara clearly wanted Kentucky to shoot jumpers and mid-range, and they were doing it really a lot of the first half. And then they picked up their 6th foul like the 4:30 mark, and Kentucky didn't get to the line once. They were settling for jumpers and turning it over. And then the second half, they get a 7-point lead, then they're down by 4, and then it's back and forth. They tie the game, and then Allen Grace hits the 3, and then Oway hits the bank 3, and we go to overtime, and Garrison with clutch blocks, Oway doing what he was doing. Getting to the line, getting in the paint. Diabate was fantastic. If it wasn't for Oway, Aberdeen, and Diabate would have won this game. So they were clutch. But let's go over the stats, man. Kentucky will either play Iowa State or Tennessee State on Sunday, I think, at 3 o'clock is what I saw, like 3:47 or something like that. But yeah, Kentucky improves to 22-13, scored 89 points, 29 in the first half, 44 in the second half, 16 in overtime. Santa Clara's season ends at 26-9 record, 84 points, 31 in the first half, 42 in the second half, 11 overtime. Santa Clara, a really good season, playing Kentucky really tough. I knew it was going to be a tough matchup coming in. Like I said, I knew it was going to be a tough one. I thought we could win it, but I knew it was going to be a tough matchup. Elijah Mahi, 20 points, 7-16 from the field, 4 of 8 from 3. Bucky Oboye, 6 points, 3-4 from the field. They needed more out of Christian Hammond. 9 points, only 3 of 11, 1 of 5 from 3. Jake Esminger, 14 points, 8 rebounds, 5-8 from the field, 2 of 3 from 3. Brenton Napper, 2 points. Alan Graves, 17 points, 7 rebounds, 5 of 12 from the field, 1 of 3 from 3, 6 of 6 at the line. He didn't play most of the first half because of foul trouble. Shosh Gavalugov, 16 points, 5 assists, 6 rebounds, 6 of 16 from the field, 4 of 11 from 3. Started off cold, but he finally got going in the second half. And Cochran, Darlin, and Chukwu Debelu, 0 points. They shot 41% from the field, 12 of 33, 36% from 3, 12 of 13, 92% from the line, 38 boards, 17 assists, 7 turnovers, 8 steals, 2 blocks, 12 awards, 26 D boards, 20 fouls for Kentucky. Elvett, 0 points, 7 rebounds, 3 assists, only took 1 shot. Moreno, 3 points, 6 rebounds, 1 of 2 from the field, 1 of 2 from the line. Chandler, 5 points, 2 of 10 from the field, 1 of 9 from 3, 5 assists with 2 steals. He had a really rough shooting game. Oway, 35 points, 11 of 24 from the field, 3 of 8 from 3, 10 of 12 on the line, 8 rebounds, 7 assists, a steal and a block. Aberdeen, 16 points, 6 of 11 from the field, 4 of 8 from 3. Diabate, 17 points, 6 of 8 from the field, 1 of 2 from 3, 4 of 4 at the line, 8 rebounds, 3 blocks, 1 steal. What a game from him. Garrison, 10 points, 5 of 6 from the field, 7 rebounds, 6 blocks. Jasper Johnson, 2 minutes, didn't report a stat. Cam Williams, 3 points, 1 of 1 from the field, and 3 and 1 steal. Kentucky shot 51% from the field, 10 of 28, 36% from 3, 15 of 21, 71% from the line, 40 rebounds, 19 assists, 11 turnovers, 5 steals, 11 blocks, 9 offensive rebounds, 31 defensive rebounds, and 17 fouls. So, what a first game. It ain't going to get any easier from here. They're most likely going to play Iowa State, but we'll have to see if they win. But I think it's Sunday at probably 3:47. I think it's what it said on the broadcast. I don't know. But yeah, avoided March Madness heartbreaker with the buzzer beater, and then they come up clutch in overtime. So yeah, that's really all I got to say here. So leave a like, comment, subscribe for more. Peace, go Cats, and see you Sunday to play either Iowa State or Tennessee State.